After 7.5 years of living on Johns Island, my family and I had finally had enough, and we bought this house on James Island, and I'm going to tell you why. So it's true, after 7.5 years, we are moving off of Johns Island. Now, if you've been watching my videos for any amount of time, you know that I've absolutely loved living on Johns Island, and I still do love Johns Island. But you know, for us, there were a few reasons why we moved, and we're also seeing other people consider a move off the island or even consider not moving to Johns Island. And I want to let you know about those things today. Now, the number one reason why we see people leaving or not moving there are the schools. Now, I've got a child in kindergarten. He's at Angel Oak. We absolutely love Angel Oak. Principal Condon has actually done wonders to that school, and she is amazing. If you're watching this, thank you so much for everything you've done for our children and the community, Principal Condon. When you look on greatschools.org and niche.com, the ratings for Johns Island schools are not that great. They're actually some of the lowest in the area, and this is a big deterrent for a lot of people who are looking to make a move. If you've got school-age children, then that is a giant factor for your move. And if you don't and you move to Johns Island, then people have kids. Now, that's actually forcing them off the island for schools, whether they've got to commute to a charter school or move to get into a better school district. Now, for us personally, it wasn't so much the ratings of these schools. Like I said, we love Angel Oak Kindergarten Elementary School, but it's the proximity to the school as well. You see, my wife grew up being able to walk and ride her bike to school every day. And on Johns Island, my kids would never be able to do any of that. So we were very specific here on James Island where we wanted to move. So now, not only can we take the golf cart to school, but when they get older, they'll be able to walk or ride their bikes with their friends to get to and from school. Another reason why we moved, and a lot of other people are considering this move, is the convenience factor. Now, with Johns Island, right now, there really isn't that much on the island. There's a lot more than when we moved there nearly 8 years ago, with some locally owned shops and restaurants and bars popping up. But when it comes to general day-to-day conveniences, almost everything you need is off the island. Now, there are 2 grocery stores right in the middle of Johns Island, which are okay depending on your preference. Our preference for grocery stores, we wanted to be closer to where we shop and where we live our lives, which happens to be here right on James Island. You know, even just a Target or a Walmart is a 15 to 20 minute drive away. So that factor there for some people, while it's not a huge deal because it's not that far, but it can be an inconvenience if you need something really quick. So for us, moving here onto James Island put us within a golf cart ride of a Harris Teeter, a CVS, about 6 or 7 restaurants and coffee shops that we don't have to get in the car to get to. And then another bonus was the convenience factor to get down to the beach. As you know, we are Folly Beach people. We are now 15 minutes closer to the beach, which can save us a lot of time in the long run, especially with 2 kids going to the beach almost every weekend. So with all these conveniences, it does actually come at a price. And that being that James Island is significantly more expensive to live on than Johns Island. The price per square foot, the median price per square foot is actually 18% higher here on James Island. So we knew we were going to pay for these conveniences. For us, we felt that it was worth it, that we would get that value and that quality of life out of it. It may not be for everyone. You may look elsewhere. You may just stay on Johns Island because you love it. But for us, that convenience factor, it was worth that extra cost. And the last reason for us was the actual neighborhood itself. When we decided we wanted to move on to James Island, we were actually very picky. It wasn't just a, we will take any house in any neighborhood. We had pinpointed the exact neighborhood right here, the neighborhood of Harbor Woods, which, fun fact, of the 3 houses that we've owned, they've all been in neighborhoods that end with woods, Barbary Woods, Fenwick Woods, and now here we are in Harbor Woods. We fell in love with this neighborhood. We have friends that live over here, but it's not a cookie cutter neighborhood. You know, we've got this Dutch colonial home that's gorgeous next to more traditional homes, and there's a Tudor style down the street. It's just a very well established neighborhood, and best of all is there's actually no HOA. Now, I don't hate HOAs, all HOAs, but after 7.5 years in them, it's going to be kind of nice to not have to ask anyone if we can plant something, or if my parents want to bring their camper here, we're not going to get a delinquency, a fine in the mail just because they wanted to visit their grandchildren. So for us, that was a huge factor in pinpointing a neighborhood. If you're looking to make one of those moves, you know, I highly suggest you figure out exactly where you want to be. So if you're, wherever you are in Charleston, if you're looking to go from one place to the other, don't just do it to do it. I say, you know, do what makes sense for you. But a downside is, you know, we've got amazing friends in our old neighborhood, and we're still going to be friends with them. So we love you if you're watching this. We're still going to be friends. We're just not across the street or down the street. We're still going to hang out. We're still going to get our kids together. But the bonus is now we're going to have more friends here that we can bring into that group. And I think it's just going to be an overall better quality of life for us. So, you know, what do you think? Like, did we make the right move? Have you considered moving from one area of Charleston to another? And if so, why? Let us know down in the comments. If you have any questions more specific about why we moved, or you and your family making a move, hit me up. You can contact us at info@livinginchs.com, or all of my contact information is below. Look forward to hearing from you, and have a wonderful day.